Hello, you beautiful people. Today we're taking a look at Galactic Civilizations 4 that we've got over here. Just ignore the Activate Windows trademark, I think it's been there in all of my videos. So, this is a turn-based 4X game. It's a turn-based 4X strategy game. Uh, I think it's the turn-based variant in a certain way to Stellaris. It's a Stellaris combined with kind of civilization, I think, but not really. I find it to be slower paced. I'm already on turn 60, and basically this is from a whole galaxy. This is the only spot that we've actually explored and controlled. What makes this game unique is that it has resource called influence. Each time you gain enough influence, your area of control actually expands. You can also control systems that you've actually colonized, like this one, which is not connected to my main system. But basically, it has a small, what you call it, resource counter. You can find resources in the galaxy, build mining stations around them to automatically extract them from deposits. And it also features what they call space fleets. I cannot find one right now. There used to be one here attacking me, but basically they have space fleets generating randomly throughout the map, which are much stronger than your actual fighting force. You have to research an immense amount of technology to be able to afford even the easier spacecrafts that are suitable to warfare. Maybe it's my second run. In the first run, I was able to build them fairly easily, but now I'm playing a pacifistic empire of sorts. So I think that's why I focus more on diplomacy and basically growth and diplomatic technologies. Now, like in Stellaris, you can have worlds that you can actually build upon. The buildings are very lackluster in a way. You can only build one of these districts. So you basically create districts, right? That can give certain benefits like manufacturing, which actually improves your construction output for bringing improvements apparently in ships in your shipyard. The higher the manufacturing production is, the faster you can actually build ship in this shipyard. For example, you can see right now to have a fighting craft, I have to take 2 turns. Each turn is equivalent to 1 month, apparently. Constructors are way harder to construct. Yeah, constructors are way harder to construct, right? And you also have colony ships. Colony ships can automatically colonize planets that can be inhabitable. So, when configuring your custom civilization, for example, you have a list of inhabitable planets, like the planet's genotype, phenotype, something along those sorts. If it's mountainous, if it's a desert planet, if it's a tropical planet, and so on and so forth. And basically, you build star bases, right? You build star bases. You actually start out with a science ship that can research anomalies throughout the galaxy automatically, of course. And this yields certain benefits. For each station that you have, you can actually create or add modules to it that increases their capabilities. For example, a mining drones module can boost yields of resources. So you can find modules in anomalies, you can find money, you can find research points, even manufacturing output you can find there. Now, so basically the game feels a lot slower than its counterparts. For example, Stellaris, which while okay, I have an antimatter here, I should be able to build a mining station, but I don't have any construction ships. So building ships takes a lot of time in this game since it is turn-based. Currently, or I have access, it being the early game, to one shipyard and only one. You can construct shipyards in planets that you've occupied. Basically, you can add orbital improvements to planets, colonization center, orbital prison, atmospheric cleansing, sensor array, climate control, each yielding certain benefits. And you can also install some modules, I believe. No, you actually cannot install modules on your shipyards, but I think you can install them. No, forget what I said. I'm stupid apparently. I'm very stupid. The game features a very simple UI. It's much friendlier than its counterparts, I feel like. You have advisors that can suggest certain things. You can have a
Welcome to the
cultural
Cultural
progression
Palace.
of sorts, because by making decisions throughout the game, you actually adhere to certain ideologies, and each ideology is tracked by what you decide for your civilization, and you get culture points. Culture points can unlock certain benefits for your what you call it, civilization, I guess. Currently, I have no culture points. I've chose progressivism as my starting ideology. I think progressivism and egalitarianism, but I have citizens. Why the fuck? Okay, apparently I have very strange citizens in my country, in my faction. Okay, never mind. Let's go to leaders. So, uh, you start with a set of leaders that you can either recruit or start with them and assign them ministry jobs where they can provide certain benefits. For example, having a minister of colonization increases approval in your colonies, or having a minister of tourism increases tourism. Tourism means that aliens come to your planet and yield resources, money in general, as a mechanic that simulates real world tourism, right? You also have a set of special orders that you can execute. They're immediate, and they can actually give you certain benefits. Most also have a downside to them, like printing money. It lowers approval, but it instantly gives you 500 currency, which is great if you're low on money, like I am right now, because I'm paying a lot of expenses. I don't know on what, but I will eventually find out. What we have here is a data bank where you can see the statistics of your empire. You can have diplomacy where you communicate with other empires, which is very standard in any strategy game, to be fair. Apparently they hate me because of a decision I made during an event. You also have events, certain events that can yield benefits or not, apparently, if you're looking at my relationship with these bastards. You also have something called vaults, where you can store modules that you've actually acquired during space exploration. We've talked about modules briefly, but as a certain or as a general note, the game is slower paced, I feel like, than others. It usually takes, or for me, it took a long time to get here. So at the end of the day, I really do believe that the game shines in the later stages of the whole galactic conflict, because the early game is pretty lackluster. You're doing nothing. It takes a lot to actually build spaceships. It takes a lot to build up your colonies, or rather core worlds. Uh, Exploration takes a huge amount of time, I feel like. The technologies are pretty are pretty numerous, and researching them again takes too much time for my life. But all in all, what I think this so my um, science ship is being attacked, but apparently they do little to no damage, and I cannot fight these guys because they're much stronger than me. And why do I have a probe here? Probes are usually used for exploration. So you should just, explore. Explore this. Survey. Just do some survey.
It has been
So
nearly
this is
5
how
years
an
since
event
we
looks like.
departed from our star
You've
system
got
to delve
the
into the
description of
mysteries
the
of the
event
galaxy.
and
Our
the situation
vulnerability to a
report
planet-wide extinction event is no longer a concern,
title.
and we have successfully
Then
introduced life,
you
our
have some
life, to
options.
new
In this
worlds.
case, I get 10 culture
Celebration
points
is
and
observed on each of these
20%
new worlds
approval
we now
for
call home.
all units. So yeah, I think I've touched down on pretty much everything, at least in the early stages of the game. It doesn't really make sense to be talking about the later stages, mainly because if you cannot really go through these, it will be pretty boring for you. So you won't be sticking around for the late game. I mean, I for one do not play games for the late game. So yeah, it's a pretty neat game. It's a nice game. I wouldn't call it one of my favorites though, but I know it does a job, and at least while I'm playing it, it feels interested. Interested. I am interested. The game feels interesting. Steph, just learn your fucking English. But yeah, it's a solid game. Not a great one, not a very good one, but a pretty decent one. So if you're a fan of the genre or the SF genre, and the I don't know, there's turn-based strategy games, I think you should definitely give it a go. It gives off some Stellaris vibes, while the gameplay feels very different in many ways. But yeah, the game is pretty good actually, and you should give it a try. Just let me know in the comments if you played it, if you plan to play it, or if you played it as a result of this video and you've actually liked the game or not. So that would be all for today. I hope I'll be seeing you around my channel. You can always join my streams almost every night, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya.